cross your legs and just pretty much sit there for about 9 hours. And we got there, and by the time where there was a very long line already. We went to queue at about 9 a.m. Sorry, not 9 a.m. 9 p.m. the night before, and the line was pretty much really long already. And you want to get to sleep, but the crowd control people, they'll start randomly waking you up and telling everybody, start moving forward, or move back a bit, or move. And it's not as easy as like, oh, yeah, go from there to there. They actually just make you just walk around the Tokyo Big Sight for some odd random reason. They start making you walk around the car park, around this big building, and then you get to the car park. Get to the car park, you camp for another 2 hours, and they'll get you up again and start moving again to the front entrance. And again, it's like a huge long line to get to the main entrance where we actually stay for the rest of the night. I got sleep deprived, I was cold, I was lucky. Me and the 2 other Stevens, we managed to find a cafe nearby, and we just went in and just got coffee and just stayed for the heat up really, until they kicked us out. But yeah, one of the worst experiences of my life was the Comiket lineup the night before. But yeah, once it started happening, and once Comiket actually started, it was actually really good. It's a pretty fun event. I didn't go for day 2. Day 2 happened to be all Toho and BL content. I was not interested in that stuff. No way I'll go for BL stuff. Or I'm not interested in Toho as well. Day 3 happens to be the more explicit doujin stuff. I did go in to take a look, got a few things. Apparently the industry booth was still open on day 3 still. So I got in, get some more stuff as well. And that was Comiket for me really. Just imagine, if you've been to Animania or Supernova before, just imagine that times it by 100 really, it's that big. And also the crowd's by 100 as well, there's a lot of people there, a lot of people. I never knew there were that many people in Japan that was interested in anime or doujins in general really. So that was Comiket. That was 3 days actually before New Year's. When it got to New Year's, we actually didn't really do anything special for New Year's. I went to 7-Eleven. They actually sold liquor at 7-Eleven. So I got a few cans of beer, a bottle of sake. Me and the rest of the guys pretty much got a beer or sake, for the night, kanpai, celebrate the entry of the new year. Really, that was it. I think the Japanese are not really interested in the New Year's celebration. We flicked on the TV and it was just shows. It was just normal shows airing, no kind of special event like fireworks or something like that. So brought in the new year. There's nothing really special about it. Just drank some alcohol. The only alcohol I drank through the whole trip. I was expecting at least the first night to get completely smashed just for celebration purposes, but no, I just drank the one can of beer and some sake, and that's all I did. That's all the alcohol drinking I've done in Japan. Hopefully, if I do go back to Japan, I'll drink a lot more stuff. There's a lot of beers and sake I want to try. So that was New Year's. 2 days after New Year's, I actually did go to Washinomiya Shrine. Washinomiya Shrine, just like Toyosato in Kyoto, one of the best experience I've ever gone through in my life. It's a small shrine, and it's not really rural. I'll say it's more outer suburbs of Tokyo, in Saitama. Got there, small shrine, a lot of people still, because they were still doing New Year celebrations. They were doing the New Year prayers. Got there and walked out. It was lucky start. Was immediately once you walked out of the train, I was like, awesome. Just like Toyosato, you walked out of the train, you see K-On! Goods, posters, wooden board things everywhere. Same thing with Washinomiya. Walked out, Lucky Star, Goods, Kagami and Tsukasa, Shrine Maiden posters. Because it's a shrine, so they'll have the two of them, the twins, in their shrine uniform. Got out, so walked out, ads everywhere. Got to actual Washinomiya itself, more Lucky Star goods there. I was really happy. The Lucky Star goods happens to be on the outside of the shrine itself, because remember, this is actual proper shrine. Washinomiya Shrine happens to be one of the oldest shrines in Japan, so it is a proper shrine. You can't have anime advertisements or pictures everywhere. It just kind of looks weird. It makes it look way too commercial. The actual shrine itself is actually really beautiful. I actually got in line and actually made one of those Shinto prayers. I actually didn't know there was actually a line to go to the prayer. I was actually in the line. I was like, okay, this is the line to get in to the shrine itself. No, there's actually no line to get into the shrine itself. That line was actually the prayer one. So I was waiting 1.5 hours in this queue, no idea what's going to go on. Got to the top, and what you do is you get your coin or your money, you chuck it into the collection box, you do a bow to him, maybe 2 bows. I think the proper way was 2 bows. I did that incorrectly. So I bowed, you get your hands, you make 2 claps. 2 claps later, and you pray. And about 10 seconds later, you bow again and you walk on. I have no idea what I did for my prayer. I just prayed for wealth, better luck during uni this year, general stuff like that. More the elderly people there were actually praying for a really long time. You can see them doing this for about minutes. And it was actually kind of annoying the people behind them because there was a really long line for this prayer. And these people in front were, like the elderly people, they were hogging their line, they were hogging their time at the front. I guess that's the reason why the queue was so long and it took so long to wait in it. But yeah, did a prayer, walked around, there was food, a lot of food there. There was takoyaki balls, great takoyaki balls, yakisoba. I got toffee apple as well. There was actually toffee apple. You can get hot dogs there, okonomiyaki, huge one as well. Okonomiyaki, huge ones. Sake, warm rice sake. Anything you think, any kind of food you expect from a shrine, festival, those kind of settings, that was there. I tried out a fair amount of food. The food was really delicious, great food. Initially I tried, what did I try? The takoyaki balls was the first thing I went after. Tasted really good. They're actually pretty big, the takoyaki balls in Japan. They're not like around here where they actually make them really small. They're actually pretty big. And it's actually really gooey inside, which was nice. After that I got toffee apple, nothing special about it, it's a toffee apple. It's just apple has been dipped in a syrup, hardened, and you can eat it. Done. After that I got some, I believe I got some yakisoba, and yakisoba that was pretty good as well. I'm not a fan of the pickled ginger or radishes that are on top. It just kind of makes it taste weird. It's not to my liking. And after that I got like a small version of the okonomiyaki. It was eggs, cabbages, ham, and another egg inside, the basic stuff you'll see in an okonomiyaki. Really nice as well, I love that as well. I did want to try the grilled squid. I didn't get a chance to do that because 1, I was getting pretty stuffed. I was eating quite a lot, and 2, times were really short. Walked out, got some Lucky Star goods outside. They're also having the Lucky Star race cream raffle outside as well. I saw them everywhere in Akihabara, having there as well. Sadly, I couldn't get the B set again. B set happens to be Kagami, the race queen Kagami. I've tried so many times, I still haven't got Kagami yet. I believe that whole raffle thing's rigged. I have a feeling it's completely rigged. So that was Washinomiya Shrine, beautiful place, a lot of Lucky Star, references everywhere, so that's why I love the place already. Washinomiya Shrine's a nice, even when, after the people's gone, I would believe it's a really beautiful, quiet, peaceful place to live in. I would love to live there one day, hopefully. It's such a beautiful place. So Washinomiya, just as good as Toyosato. Just as good as Toyosato, the Keion High School. Just as good. I loved it. I wish we'd go back. I hope I can go back next year. Or anytime this year, really. I would love to go see the shrine again in its peaceful form where there's not that much people. Alright, so after that, we also went to Asakusa. Asakusa, we're actually only about 10 minutes away from it in the Tokyo hostel. And it was huge. There was actually a lot of people there doing the New Year's prayer as well. This was on the first day. This was the 1st of January, so I would expect a lot of people there. More food there. It was actually just like Washinomiya Shrine, but just in a much huger scale. What else was there in Tokyo? I believe after that we just pretty much ended up just going to Akihabara most of the time then. The guys that had the arcades there, they wanted to play arcades. One of the guys actually was addicted to it. He's a Street Fighter fan, so he just went there every single day pretty much just to play, looking for pros to play against, and just playing Street Fighter in general. And the other guys were playing Project Diva or Initial D or Tekken. For me, Akihabara, I'm not interested in this kind of game, so I just spend most of the time just walking around, seeing if there's anything new, or after that going to the UFO catching machines, trying to get more prizes out. Actually did get a lot of prizes from the UFO catching machines, quite a lot actually, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. And that was Akiba for me really. That's why I said I got pretty bored in the end of Akiba. It was just pretty much doing that most of the time. Got tiring. That's why I did kind of return to the hostels earlier during the day, just to sleep or just go on the net, browse around a bit. And that was Tokyo for me really. Yeah, there was a lot of things we had planned to do in Tokyo. We actually never got around to doing that. Either one, or just didn't have enough money, or two, something went wrong and then we had to do something else, or three, not everybody agreed on going to that place or something like that. Got on the plane. So the last day was the 6th. So it was yesterday. 2 days ago. Sorry, because time changes. We did an overnight flight, so that's why it's different. So got on the plane on the 6th. Got to Cairns. We actually had to go to Cairns to do a connecting flight to Sydney. So Cairns, North Queensland. From a cool climate to a pretty warm climate. That was quite a shock. It didn't help that I also had a lot of my winter clothing on. I actually some dark shirts, some undershirts. I got some jeans on. I had jackets in my bag. I did so much things. I was quite sweating a lot, oily face, everything. So yeah, got back to Australia. Remembered a lot of things about Australia. The prices on food is different wherever you go because they want to rip you off. Temperature, it's so warm. Much warmer now. I'm in cooler clothing now, so it's bearable. But yeah, once I got off the plane, it was unbearable. And yeah, English. Actually, people speak English, which is a good thing. I don't know much Japanese. I know some basics. That's it. But it was good to speak to somebody who can speak English as well. Ordering food was tons easier, or buying stuff was tons easier. Alright, so yeah, that was Tokyo for me. I'll discuss a bit on Kyoto. So Kyoto, Osaka. Kyoto, Osaka was the first location for our trip. And day one of the trip, it didn't go to plan. We got to the airport. We spent about 2 hours just waiting at the airport because about four of the guys wanted to get prepaid phones. Now the thing is that they just can't activate all 4 phones at once and then you're done. They had to activate one, wait 20 minutes. Once that one's done, you can do the second one, and then so on and so on, which is annoying because I don't know why mobile phones seems so ancient in Japan. It's such a technologically advanced place that yet the phones there just seem outdated. I mean, the way to operate, you can't just can I just get a prepaid SIM, chuck it in, use it when you're done, just chuck it out. Like what we do here in Australia, you can't do that in Japan for some reason. That's why we couldn't really call each other much because one, international roaming is expensive, and two, phones just take forever to activate, and they're not great phones as well. You can watch TV on them, that's good, but it just takes the initial part. It's annoying. So we got to at the airport 2 hours. Got on a train. The train ride was about 1.5 hours to our location, and because we landed in Kansai Airport, which is Osaka. Then we had to take a train to Kyoto. Kyoto and Osaka, they're not the same. Remember that. They're actually quite a distance away. So we got to Kyoto, and then at Kyoto we spent 4 hours, maybe longer than that, looking for the hostel itself. We walked down the wrong street. For a long time. We had to walk back. We didn't find a place. One of them got a taxi, started going around the whole area looking for this place. We luckily got one of the locals from the uni or something probably. He was kind enough to help us out. He actually spoke English, so it was good. He was kind enough to help out, and he still couldn't find a place. We managed to find a place in this little small alley, and it was so obscure you could never see this place from a distance. There was a small sign on the front that said Kyoto Hostel, the Earthship. That's it. That's all it says, and it does look like a kind of a dodgy place. That said, it was actually a nice place to live in. It was actually bigger than our Tokyo one, much bigger. So there was actually space to move around. The internet connection there was horrible though. It was absolutely dreadful, and the services wasn't that great. I mean, the washing machine was downstairs in the lounge room somewhere. It's not like there's a washing machine area we can go. This one was like, apparently what I've heard from Dean was that the owner of this place he bought a house there, and he's like, okay. And he had a smart idea. He's like, okay, how about we build 2 extra levels on top, and we call ourselves a hostel.